ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Shout out to all my tea sippers out there. We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey. So make sure you guys have your teacups ready because you already know this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T. So I want to do an update on the whole Meg Thee Stallion and Carl Crawford situation. So if you guys do not know, the other day a judge ruled that they don't have to do arbitration. They ruled in Meg's favor that they can take this entire dispute to trial. So once the judge made his ruling, Carl Crawford went off, okay? Now, if you guys remember back on March 4th, Carl Crawford was really mad at Jay-Z and was blaming Jay-Z and Roc Nation, for taking Meg from him and, blasting their shady business practices. I'll be the first to admit that many of these big labels are shady, you know what I'm saying? But I did a live stream a few days later, and during that live stream, I was basically stating that Carl needs to put the blame where the blame goes. You can be mad at Jay-Z, but what he's not realizing is that T. Farris basically saw a sucker in him and licked him. And, T. Farris basically played him and Meg against each other. And now he's out here looking like a damn rose, okay? I'm going to go ahead and play you guys this flashback. Go ahead and check this out, and I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary. He single-handedly helped to destroy and create drama within Swisher House with Mike Jones, Paul Wall, Slim Thug. Am I lying? Okay, thank you. Nick Nack says straight facts. King Izzy says yup. Everybody's talking about yes, T, I agree. So again, my thing is this. When you are putting money into a business, you need to learn that business. I don't care if it's managing artists, if it's the music industry, if you're starting up your own restaurant, you need to know the ins and outs of that business. You need to eat, breathe, and sleep that business. So that way can't nobody snake you. So his first mistake was going into business with a damn snake. And to be honest with you, the drama between Meg and Carl, the person who's heavily involved in that drama is T. Farris. T. Farris basically played divide and conquer. This man lived with Carl. Carl fed him for a year. He lived there rent-free, basically a mooch. Any grown man who's going to move in with another grown man and not contribute to that man's household, that lets you know his character, okay? Because I done had teenagers jump in my car and offer me $5 for gas. So how you a grown man sleeping in my house, eating my food, using my toilet paper, and you not cutting no check or even saying, I appreciate this, man, here goes $100 towards the rent. Even if you don't need it, it's just the fact that you're contributing something. So somebody can mooch up with you for a year. That should have let you know he's not a good business person. The man is broke. Why are you doing business and bringing in somebody who's homeless and don't got shit? The reason why he was homeless and broke and found himself in that situation is because of how he did Swisher House. That was his karma. So that right there should have been a wake-up call. A wake-up call to Carl. That should have been a red flag. A grown man who at one point was running one of the most successful labels in Texas is now homeless and bumming in my house. Why would you go into business with him? Am I preaching or am I wrong for what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you. Everybody's saying 100. T. Farris, thank you, Shalina. He played chess, not checkers. He saw a sucker in Carl and he licked it. And that's me keeping it a buck. T. Farris is the snake that got between Carl and Meg. He started planting seeds in Meg's head because his end game was to get with Roc Nation and get up under Jay-Z and them. That was T. Farris's end game. And Meg, also not knowing the industry, in and out, he was able to take advantage of that. Carl being totally green to the industry, he totally took advantage of Carl. But that's why I have to hold Carl accountable. Thank you. Y'all know about the Swisher House, okay? All the people who listened to that music back in 2008, 2009, 2010, remember the Swisher House drama and who was behind all of that. So now Carl is finding out that T. Farris is a snake. He done basically ran off with Meg, got her connected to Rock Nation, and now both he and Meg are living their best life. So much so that the producer who made the beats and everything on Meg's album, Meg told him, you can't work with Carl and nobody on 1501 certified. So they done snatched the producer as well. So then that way that sound is solely Meg's. So T. Farris knew what the hell he was doing. So this is why I have to take him accountable. Thank you guys. Because like I said, I'm not going to play that where I'm just going to blame her. I'm going to hold her accountable for the sneak shit that she's done over the past few days. But now that more of the story is out on Carl's end from that interview, I also have to hold him accountable. And this is why I say that people need to learn from the mistakes of other people so that way you're not destined to repeat them. So in case you want to get into the music business, you want to start your own label, you better be watching and taking notes and seeing what the hell Carl Crawford went through, a multimillionaire, so that way you, probably a thousandaire, don't go through the same headache. Carl should have had the right people around him, and he should have really learned the business. The problem is a lot of people, when they come into money, they want to be silent investors. I want to invest in 20 McDonald's, but don't know nothing about the restaurant business, don't know how it's ran, don't know who to hire to, to manage the restaurants and things like that. And they end up losing their money. They want to invest in this and they want to invest in that, but they don't understand that you need to learn the logistics of how your business is running. He said anything that Meg wanted, T. Farris would call him and he would give it to T. Farris. So Carl was the money man. So all them shopping sprees of Meg going to the Gucci store, having a good old funky time, getting the latest this and that. While she's thinking that T. Farris is looking out for her, he's her confidant. She's able to lean on him emotionally, spiritually, through everything she went through with her mother's passing. But what she's not realizing, because she doesn't understand business either and contracts, T. Farris ain't got no damn money. He was homeless up until the time he met Carl. All that money he was using to splurge on Meg, on her hair and her nails and shopping sprees, was coming out of Carl's pocket. So to me, if I'm funding everything, I don't really need a middleman. You're going to know I'm funding everything. There's no way in hell I'm running a business and you're thinking the middleman is the one cutting checks and making sure you're good. Hell no. Honey. All right, so you guys just saw that flashback. So now fast forward to today. Carl Crawford took to social media and he went off over the judge's ruling. This is what he had to say about T. Farris. Go ahead and check this out. So Carl says, here's the real bitch. Moved this nigga into my own house for a year. Brought him jewelries, cars, and clothes to wear every day. Treated this nigga like a blood brother. Took this nigga off the streets of Houston when everybody knew he was fucked up. Gave this nigga an advance and a monthly payment where I paid him every month on time for 2 years straight. Overlooked all the negative things niggas was saying about him and still wrote with him. Paid his doctor bills when that little nigga knocked his tooth out. Helped him pay his dad's doctor bills to get off cancer. I mean, the level of betrayal is just too unbelievable. This man put up a front for 2 years with all my money, making people think he was the one paying for everything when it was me. I gave this man his whole identity back, all to get stabbed in the back. I say all this to say, I took your best shot and I'm still here, fuck boy. Honey. Well, since then, he's deleted the post. He's deleted the post, you know what I'm saying? But again, everything I was saying on that live stream was the truth. It might have been harsh, but it don't negate it was the damn truth, okay? You don't go into business with somebody who was homeless for a year before you met them, who's been accused for years of shady business practices. But again, so many people are worried about titles. They want to be CEOs and CFOs and, all that stuff. We saw the same thing happen with Cash Money. Lil Wayne is a CEO, CFO, all this goofy shit. And Lil Wayne wasn't making no damn money. Baby was basically taking all his money, so much so that Lil Wayne had to take him to court and sue Baby. So the whole situation is insane. And this is why, like I said in that live stream, you have to understand the business that you're investing in. and what you're doing, and you have to take it seriously. There should never be a reason why an artist thinks that the middleman is the money guy. That makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you lace him up and give him money and have him, you know what I'm saying, giving money out to your artist? Of course they're going to have more loyalty to him because they think he's the one that's cutting the checks. He basically re-legitimized T. Farris when he shouldn't have. You know, this was definitely a learning experience for somebody, you know, green to the game like Carl. So from this, I hope he takes this as a learning experience and he doesn't ever do this mess again. This is why you should also be careful with who you decide to go into business with, okay? I don't care if it's friends, family members. You need to be careful. You need to know that person. You need to know their integrity, and you need to make sure that that person brings something to the table. How are you the only one benefiting them, but they're really no benefit to you? This whole business plan was a setup from day one. And it's really sad that he had to learn that the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Hence his frustration and hence him going off. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens from here, to see if they eventually let Meg Thee Stallion out her contract, or if they say, nope, we're going to keep you in the contract because you was a grown woman when you signed that shit. So why should we let you out your contract when you technically haven't dropped one full album? So again, I'm going to be paying very close attention to this story, but that was kind of a very interesting update because not even a month and a half ago, I blasted T. Farris because I saw through his bullshit and I saw that he's the one who caused the main rift between Meg Thee Stallion and Carl. You know what I'm saying? And they both didn't see it at the time, but I'm happy that Carl is finally waking up and realizing who the real snake is and blasting him for being the snakish person that he is. So anyways, y'all, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation, honey. Once again, concerning Carl Crawford going off on T. Farris and basically blasting him for, you know, causing all this chaos and drama in his life, you know, with this entire Meg Thee Stallion situation. How do you guys feel about what Carl had to say? Do you feel like it's a little bit too late and hopefully he learns from this? Or do you feel like, oh, well, that's what he gets. He should have known, you know what I'm saying, not to do business with a person like T. Farris. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to thumbs up the video. And last but not least, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that way you can be down with the notification squad. So let me know your thoughts. All right. Deuces.